All right. Good morning, one and all. Okay, so I just want to give just a couple announcements before we get into reading about Illy's in daily life. One of them is that today and yesterday the sun in Illy's moon in Scorpio, so it's really, really intense, really determined, focused, very strong, fighting, energetic, physical combination. One interesting fact that I think that you all should know is that Scorpio used to rule Mars before they discovered it in 1930. So no wonder there's a lot of similarities. So that's your horoscope. I just want to just go over just that real quickly for you. And tomorrow there will be a lot of fire in the heavens from all the water that there is. Now the next announcement is that who can tell me what is due today for? Yes, you're always in my life. Okay, everybody, this is the last and final day to work on it. So we're gonna get this out of the way, and we're gonna be done with it. And all of you at this point, I'm gonna be blunt again when I say you should be done already, or you should be close to being done. Because if you are close to being done, or if you are halfway, then you better cut shop and really catch up, and really get to it, and really take yourself up by the bootstraps and put your mind in gear, focusing on that, because you have that deadline to meet by 4. Okay? I honestly cannot wait to see your projects, to hear your personal stories and experiences, whatever they'll be. I did write out the requirements of what would be expected with guidelines and criteria for the individual project choices, as well as the screencastify on just the basic criteria and guidelines on the OSMI life. Okay, so we're gonna get into areas in daily life. I don't know if we'll get through the entirety of that category, but we'll go as far as we can. Okay, this is one of the shorter, more casual categories of this book. One thing that I will have you do, however, because I don't know if we'll get to areas in school, because I want to keep with the most important categories, and then maybe another year I can get into new ones. So, one thing is, I hope that you've done the Ed puzzle on the strict parents. Remember clips of like how that conflicts with Aries. And also, as well, along with that is an alien subject. So, something in school, like a school subject, like an obvious one would be physical education. But a subject that you personally really, really like, and that you're interested in, and that again channels the Aries energy, in that an Aries would be interested in. Again, always tie the astrology to the real life. So Aries in school, basically. So that's one little tiny little paragraph that I'm going to have you do as well. I'm going to probably, kind of take the brakes off you a little bit. Just kind of, let you take a break. I should say, I didn't know why I used that expression, but I just been giving assignment after assignment. I want to kind of have you have a break. So you'll have a break, and then you'll do the alien subjects paper, as well as the alien's childhood memory. Now, I'm going to make that due tomorrow on the 11th, or should I push it to the 12th? I mean, Saturday, I'm going to give you a break on Saturday, so it'll be due April 12th at 3. Okay, that's when the alien's child paper will be due, because I know that the alien subject, aliens in my life is a really, really big, just very difficult, huge project, which will take a lot of the time and energy out of you, and mental exhaustion. So, and that's why I'm kind of pushing things a little bit later. So, and that'll be due on the 12th. That can give you just kind of a day of relaxation for those who have already got it done. That is great. I want you to turn it into my page, okay? Because it's all personal experience. I don't need to use to turn it into anything, because that judges the plagiarism, but that's not critical. So I hope that you've all got your books, and let's just start in at that section. So this will probably be maybe one of the last ones that we do. So, I think what I'll do is, let's just try to start this. So I want you to open your books up and follow along with me as I'm reading again. So he always seizes the moment, even outside of their duties and responsibilities, in school, at work, or as a parent. So they take advantage of that moment, is what it means. It always sparks a sense of adventure and ambition in their daily life. Want to know a place to eat out? Aries has already tried it and taken the initiative to explore new terrain. So it likes trying and adventuring, wanting to be brave and try new things. Add in the personal fire elementation, and we get a straight shooter who knows what they like. Often Aries will find an interest or place that they'll absolutely love, and will continue to support and explore that interest wholeheartedly. For instance, an Aries might become a regular at a restaurant or a coffee shop because Aries knows what they like and enjoys the convenience this consistency might provide for the rest of their many adventures. Aries may always be the first person to arrive in the morning, so they find a place and they explore an adventure with it, and this could go for a book or an interest until they really get tired of it, and we'll talk about that more. So the bold and charismatic presence might also ensure that the servers or bartistas know who they are. So they have a bold and very charismatic presence, as it said there, and so they, really, on the go, wake up, wanting to be physical, wanting to need all those stimulations, and wanting to, eventually get out. So, again, I think that the introduction is the section that I think that the extra information and the explanations and the real discussion fit in best with it, but I think for like every other category, it's all pretty self-explanatory, okay? And again, I think that if I had a board that I could just write down certain words and details and notes, then that would be helpful to kind of really get to understand it more in depth. So, anyway, I'm going to go to the next paragraph. So, Aries ruling planet Mars makes Aries outward and physical in their approach to daily life. Obviously, as we talked about Mars in the introduction section. In the low roads, on the low end, when Aries takes the low roads, this might find Aries with a sense of urgency on even on their day off. So they're wanting to, I don't think that that's a low road at all, wanting to, on the really, again, seizing the moment. They need to get out. They need to be physical, even on their day off. So, I was going to get into tying this in with the labor polarity, because going back to the introduction, he said that he would tie the Aries labor polarity to every section of the book, connecting it to different categories. So it's important for Aries to remind themselves that it is safe to relax and unwind. This is part of their work evolving through Libra, ruling over the sunset. So remember, Aries and Libra rule the exact opposite time of year. Aries, beginning of spring, Libra, start of fall. Sunset, and then sunrise. So, flip them. But Aries may find themselves struggling in the arena of daily life if they're not fully integrated with the lessons from Libra, which is balance and patience, because they can be very impulsive. Do something when they just think about it first. That can be complimented. So again, getting into Cancer and Capricorn square allows it to explore its daily life relationship. So again, you're getting into that polarity. Libra teaches the importance of patience, harmony, beauty, communication, collaboration. So staying at home is a negative, making Aries feel bored or uninspired, obviously. And I'll get to a little anecdote after this paragraph. So this can cause Aries to fall into its deficient nature. If Aries spends too much time at home, their love of life and newness may become bored, depressed, and stagnant. It's important for Aries to know when to rest, but they also need to take the initiative. This goes for their career ambitions as well as just the new hobbies and also extracurricular activities. So, you want the Aries Libra polarity to balance out perfectly, so that Aries isn't too much of it, Libra isn't too much of it. And going back to, Aries staying at home, I remember just last summer, in August 2019, beginning of the Ides of August, I was really getting to be anxious and bored, and also depressed by, the staying at home and being bored with, so many days of the summer, very long days as well. So I kind of got into my own thoughts and kind of got a little depressed and in a rut and anxious, and I was born under that sign. I think that that's just normal for anybody. Even water signs maybe have the same thing. So that paragraph should be pretty relatable. And so hobbies and then extracurricular activities. Um, so it always needs to take the initiative to be independent. So we're going to stop there actually. Just because I'm going to give you time to work on your projects because I really want you to focus in because some of you do not have them. Some of you are kind of behind and don't have them done. Like there was a couple of you in here, and there's a fair number of you in here that are really kind of behind and need to really focus in on that. So that's what I'm going to give you all the opportunity to do. And I think that it was just a little introduction, and we'll get into more into this category, into this section tomorrow. Okay? So excellent. Thank you very much, everybody.